Is Onyx XCN the future of banking, or is it another rug pull scam? Well, this project has a little bit of duality to it, and when we come to the community, because some people think it's the next big project, believing that JP Morgan and BlackRock are behind it. There's this theory that JP Morgan, since they had a token or a project called Onyx, they think that JP Morgan is involved, although their version has now become Connexes, while also the name Onyx literally means black rock. So people are putting this together thinking that this is the institutional play that's going to bring blockchain to the mainstream. While on the other hand, there's people saying it's just another rug pull scam because of the CEO. Although Onyx, really, you can't find a lot of information on it. They're not doxed. So this is another reason why people are skeptical on it, right? Which is fair to say. But let's go ahead and get into it and give you the stories, the headlines, and at the end of the video, you can tell me what you think about this project. But before we do that, just know this is a very skeptical project. Do not invest anything in this unless you are willing to lose that money. Do not rush into it without doing your own research and you have your own conviction for it, because I am not telling you to buy this project. I don't tell you to buy any project on this channel. I'm just simply providing the news of these projects. I'm not here to push anything on you. So with that said, let's get into it. This is coming from Onyx on June 30th, 2026. Check it out. Read along with me. It's a new era for XCN with Onyx Mesh now live, built on the Onyx Layer 1 in collaboration with Chain for the next generation of regulated financial infrastructure. And as we pop open the link to read more, we see that it says, introducing Onyx Mesh. Developed in collaboration with Chain, Onyx Mesh is a decentralized banking network that enables banks and financial institutions to operate permissioned infrastructure while leveraging the trust, security, and decentralized consensus of the Onyx Layer 1. Purpose-built for banks, payments, financial institutions, and regulated markets Onyx Mesh provides the foundation for the next generation of interoperable financial infrastructure. As we read along, it says, a decentralized banking network. Onyx Mesh enables banks and financial institutions to maintain complete control over their own infrastructure while relying on decentralized consensus without requiring sensitive business logic or customer data to be stored on chain. Participating institutions benefit from trusted transactions and event ordering, cryptographic timestamping, decentralized verification, shared verifiable event sequencing across participating institutions. This architecture combines the transparency and security of public blockchain infrastructure while the privacy, governance, and regulatory controls required by modern financial institutions. Applications submit messages to an Onyx Mesh thread where Onyx Network validates timestamps and orders events through decentralized consensus. Those ordered events are then distributed across participating institutions, allowing each institution to execute its own business logic while maintaining independent governance, infrastructure, and local state. As we read on, it says, built for institutions, Onyx Mesh has been designed specifically for regulated financial infrastructure where compliance, privacy, resilience, and interoperability are essential. Potential applications include, it says potential, by the way, keep that in mind, tokenized assets and securities, digital cash payment networks, central bank, digital currency infrastructure, interbank settlement, identity and compliance settlement systems, trade finance, cross-institution document verification, multi-bank coordination networks. By separating trust consensus from application execution, financial institutions can build scalable permission systems without exposing confidential information or relying on centralized intermediaries. As we roll open, it says institutions, enrollment now open. Financial institutions interested in participating in Onyx Mesh can now begin the onboarding process. Eligible institutions can enroll directly through Chain app after successfully completing Know Your Business, which is KYB verification requirements. It says from Onyx to Goliath. This is where it gets interesting to me, guys. As part of this new evolution, the Layer 1 network, previously known as Goliath, is now being renamed Onyx, bringing the blockchain under the same unified identity as the broader ecosystem. So all that to say, essentially what Mesh is doing, think about a mesh. It's going to be able to connect all these nodes, these banks, to make it a seamless transactions between banks and financial institutions. That's the bigger goal here. It's supposed to make it a seamless transition, easy to work. You don't have to add a bunch of different things to it. Because the question is going to be, well, why won't they just use Ripple and the Canton network and do a stack, which a lot of institutions are going to be doing. So why wouldn't banks use the same thing? Well, the theory is that banks want that control, as we've kind of seen with JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi, and Bank of America, I believe it was, they are all looking to form their own tokenized deposit network coming out early in 2027. So this kind of lines up when we think about how financial institutions think. They do want control. And again, this is where this theory feeds the people that think it's the next big thing. But on the other hand of it, we don't see a lot of building on this network. We don't see a lot of announcements coming out directly saying, hey, Onyx is working with X institution. We don't see that. And again, this is where that theory comes in. Are they just keeping it secret right now as they are building the infrastructure out? As 2027 approaches, could they launch this in a bigger scale? And again, that's where the people that think it's going to take off come into play, right? So there's a lot of back and forth, and you can kind of see how it works and you kind of see how it doesn't. And again, they do a good job of making you think that things are happening at the same time without providing any real results. Does that make sense? So let's move into Onyx. I'm going to give you a quick overview of it for people that are new to this. And again, I'm not telling you to buy this project by any means, so check it out. Just a quick overview. Let's take a look at Onyx. So the core performance, they're claiming that they have 24,000 transactions per second. That is huge. 1 second block time. Extremely low cost, 0.00028 exactly. Instant finality, less than 2 seconds. Consensus and security, proof of stake, ABFT for security, architecture, hybrid design, public ledger, private mesh layer, public side, open tokenization and transparency, private mesh, enterprise, smart contracts, compliance, and bank-to-bank coordination, developer experience, fully EVM compatible, standard tools, and then we have Tokenomics. XCN is a native gas token on Goliath. Fees are burned, so it's deflationary. XCN also remains ERC20 on Ethereum and governance and staking. So essentially, they are really good is what they're trying to say here. But if you want to learn more, check out this playlist I have. I have part 1 of 2 of XCN. We kind of dive deeper into the whole conspiracy side of it and give you more the broader outlook. So if you want to check that out, that will be down in the video description along with my resources as always. Pin comment, and I'll put the playlist at the end of the video should you want to check out and learn more about that. So as we move on, we see that Onyx is trying to spread with Mesh. They released Goliath earlier, I think it was this year, and now they're already changing it from Goliath back to Onyx. This is where I personally get skeptical with it because we've seen the chain has gone through, I think it was Chain Core, then Chain.com, back and forth with Stellar and Lightyear, I believe it was, if I remember correctly. And now we're seeing Onyx release Goliath that's now going back to Onyx. There's a lot of name changing, and a lot of times companies do that when they try to throw you off the trail. You'll see something like that with, be careful here, there's a mainstream platform that shares faces on certain books that had to change their name to more of a meta situation because of what happened in legal cases. They're now called this company. We see that happening over and over again where companies just change their name and continue on doing what they were doing. So the question is, did Onyx do that with Goliath and Chain.com and all that stuff, right? So there's a lot of things to know about the project to keep that in mind. But let's move on. Let's talk about the OIP 66. This is where they're trying to bring more institutions in. So check it out with me, read along. This is also coming out July 1st, 2026 from Onyx. It says, OIP 66, Onyx Mesh Acceleration Program and Layer 1 Incentive Alignment. This OIP accelerates institutional adoption via Onyx Mesh while aligning incentives around the Onyx Layer 1. As you pop open that link, you can see this is that protocol vote if you want to do. So right now we have 55% for yes, coming in at 37, is that, I can't read that, 377.1 million. We have 45% of the votes coming against it at 309.78 million. And if you roll down, it gives you the description, gives you all the details, which I'm not going to do, but we'll give you a quick highlight. It says conclusion, right here if you can't see that. Conclusion, the proposal accelerates the adoption of Onyx Mesh by establishing a dedicated institutional acceleration program in its collaboration with Chain while aligning ecosystem incentives around the continued growth of Onyx Layer 1 by focusing partnerships, infrastructure, and economic incentives on Layer 1. The proposal strengthens the long-term sustainability of the network while encouraging adoption of the XCN liquid staking and expanding institutional participation across the ecosystem. So all this comes together, we start seeing that, hey, they're expanding Mesh, they're voting on protocols to bring in institutions, but do we ever see anything of this? This is kind of the theme with Onyx. There's a lot of great promises, but no delivery. And that's just from my perspective. If I'm missing anything, please, by all means, let me know and the community know down in the comments, because this is something that as the community, we need to talk about and share the things that we know. Don't do it hatefully, do it respectfully. And again, if you know something about it, provide the links as well if you can, just so we can make sure we're getting the most accurate data. And also while we're here, guys, if you can hit that like button, share with a friend, leave a comment, thumbs up, let me know what you think about XCN. And if you like this kind of content, we're bringing you facts and another way to think about the crypto space, please consider hitting that subscribe button if by the end of the video you feel like I have earned that from you. But let's keep on going. Let's talk about Thirdweb. So this is another announcement. This happened back in April of 2026, but just in case you missed it, check it out, read along. Says, we are thrilled to announce our partnership with Thirdweb to bring native infrastructure and account abstraction to Goliath, enabling gasless XCN transaction, streamlined developer tools, and seamless wallet integration. As you read over here from Medium, we kind of read more about this. You'll see this is the announcement from Onyx Thirdweb, April 21st, 2026. It says, in a significant step toward advancing the next generation blockchain infrastructure, Onyx has partnered with Thirdweb to deliver comprehensive native support of the latest Layer 1 blockchain Goliath. This collaboration established a robust foundation for developers and users by integrating critical infrastructure components, including remote protocol, RPC, endpoints, APIs, dedicated indexing services, and account abstraction capabilities directly in the Goliath ecosystem. It says, expanding Goliath's developer infrastructure, dedicated RPC services, comprehensive API access, advanced index support, native account abstraction integration, gasless transaction, custom authentication mechanism, enhanced security and wallet recovery option, seamless seamless Onyx wallet integration, streamlined onboarding and transaction flow, secure and intuitive wallet integrations, direct access to Goliath-based dApps and services. And it says, driving the future of Layer 1 innovation by combining Onyx's ecosystem vision with Thirdweb infrastructure enterprise. This partnership positions Goliath as a competitive, developer-friendly Layer 1 solution. The integration of scalable backend services with cutting-edge wallet capabilities creates a powerful platform for building the next generation of decentralized applications. And as we keep rolling here, this is Thirdweb. Thirdweb seems very legit. They are building, they're big. So it's a great stamp to put on with Onyx. This is a great partner for them to say they're working with, but keep in mind, it's not an exclusive partner and just about anybody can work with Thirdweb. But as you roll down here, you do see that they have a lot of connections and they do work with a lot of big partners, of course. But you'll see that it says view all case studies and then build across EVM, Solana, explore more in Chainless. So we do go in there, we explore more. You can see this is Onyx. And again, this is where Onyx, I think they're almost like they're building the most perfect protocol chain ever that has everything inclusive to it. And this is where I get skeptical because they are so robust, but why aren't they moving, right? But they're saying that they have tokens, wallets, RPC, which we spoke about just a second ago, server wallets, gas sponsorships, bridge, AI, X402, which is huge, and then Indexer. So they're saying that they have all this built in, they're ready to go. If they're this advanced, why aren't we seeing people build on this? And again, this is the other side of it. People are saying, well, because the institutions are still developing, waiting for Clarity Act, all these reasons why this isn't done yet. But let's move into chain.com. And as we go to chain.com, I noticed that they revamped their website since the last we spoke about Onyx XCN in those two videos back in 5 months ago. So they did update their website, which is good to know because before it was outdated in 2022. So check out their new website with me. I'm just going to kind of go through it real quick so you have a quick visual. So this is chain.com. This is about Chain. It goes through all of it and what they're doing. But this definitely looks like it's revamped. It looks like they're doing great. And this is a quick overview. You can see 2014, Chain is founded over $40 million from Visa, Capital One, Citigroup, NASDAQ, all those things. Then in 2018, Stellar acquired Chain from the Interstellar, commercial arm of the Stellar Foundation. Then 2020, Chain was reacquired to continue the mission to build more robust global financial systems and all that. But they still have all these companies stamped on their website saying they're trusted by leading companies. My my question is, if these companies weren't working with Chain.com at least, would they still allow their name to be associated with this, or is it they just simply don't know? I mean, I'm curious about that genuinely, because if you know, let me know down in the comments. So we have a quick update of what Onyx XCN is doing, partnership with Chain. It looks like a great project, and a lot of people are thinking this is going to be the next best thing, which would be nice if it was, right? But definitely use your own discretion here. As we keep moving, I'm going to wrap up here fairly quick. If you want to check out the price action, you do have Onyx sitting at 00.3926. Extremely cheap right now. You have a circulating supply of 38 billion with a max supply of 68 billion. If you look at the price chart, that's what I really wanted you to see. This does really look like a sketch project, right? I mean, you have this giant spike and just downhill from there. And again, there's a lot of acquisitions and stuff in between all this good stuff. So we don't really know what's going on with it. Again, there's a lot of mystery behind it. Then on DeFi Llama, if you bring them up, you look at Onyx XCN, they have total value locked of only $26,000. And again, not a lot of money, total value locked, but you do have $24.76 million staked. Now, is that through institutions or is that through retail thinking that this is the next best thing? So I'll let you decide that one, and you can tell me what you think about that. And one more thing before I let you guys go, let's go through Onyx and Chain's X page. And as I roll through here, I'm not going to read it. You read it, check it out, and look how top line vague all this stuff is. So check it out with me. This is going to be Onyx first. Check it out. So I'm not going to read it because time-wise, but you just look at how just vague. And people were saying that Onyx they don't respond. You can't get a hold of the team. Again, the team is just about invisible. There's no way to get a hold of them. You don't know who's working with them. And again, is that on purpose because it's a DAO? Nobody owns it. Did they do it on purpose? And then here's Chain again. Great information being released. It looks great, right? I mean, this is awesome. But again, where's the development? Where's the builders? Where are all their partnerships being announced, out loud? You don't see that anywhere. It's hard to find any partners truly working with them currently today. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. You let me know down in the comments, do you think Onyx XCN is the next future of banking, or do you think it's a rug pull? You guys let me know. All the resources you saw on the screen are down in the comments, so please use that if you're interested. Do not go out and buy this without doing your own research. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out for so long. Before I let you guys go, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, become the change you want to see in the world. I'll catch you on the next one.